Okay, let's go.
Is going to get you money every time. You are going to succeed. This episode is ROI related because that is money making. ROI because when aligned, you will meet success in every corner and every door will open. Bonjour and welcome back to Image Impact Index. I'm your host, Patrice Bisiot, and every week we meet to know how to build your brand. So today's episode is why do first impression or ROI decisions? Yes, I'm going very slowly because yes, ROI, we all know what it means, return on investments. And in this episode, we're going to stay in the business realm because I really want you to understand that this is not just something frivolous and cute and for celebrities. Your appearance, the way you align everything every morning is crucial to cut the deal. Because in the business world, as everything, but in the business world where everything is sensitive, money is so sensitive that to part from that money, the person needs to trust you. So it means that little window when you walk into the room is the only one you have to make an impression. And you see, this is the thing, that first impression is not just social. Yeah, when you walk into a setting, whether a date, just a regular meeting, your neighbors, they're doing a party. Okay, great. But in business, it's everything. So not just social, it is financial. This is why I'm staying with ROI today, because that moment, if you have mindfully prepared it, is going to get you money every time. You are going to succeed. Whatever the goal of the day is today, because that alignment is so well done, now your authenticity is shining through. You are able to exude that we can trust you. And if we can trust you, we're going to buy from you. We're going to give you money, as an investor to get your company going. We're going to give you that promotion because you deserve it, because we can tell that everything is really working together as a congruent. That's what we are doing today. And to prove my point, I say every episode that I love to have science on my side to prove my point. And you see, in neuroscience, the amygdala, which is the frontal part of your brain, remember that one. All you need to remember is that part of the brain receives the information so fast that I tell you a nanosecond, actually scientifically, it's 250 milliseconds. That means it's even faster than a nanosecond. That's how little time and how many informations comes together into the frontal part of your brain, and that part, it goes way beyond logic, your pitch deck, your credential. That part has already estimated yes or no with you. That's how the decision is made. In business, again, we talk about it as the gut feeling, that impression that, I don't know why, I can't explain, but I can trust him, I can trust her. Yeah, that's because that part of your brain is actually doing the work immediately, registering all the info in front of it, and now being able to make a synthesis out of it. And that's how fast that nanosecond works. And let's talk about an example. I love to give you an example, an international example of someone who walked into a company and transformed it because of their presence. So Satya Nadella, when he took over in 2014 Microsoft, he walked into this company that was rigid and didn't connect with the crowd and was so in one-dimensional. And when he walked in it, he understood that how do you sell innovation? How do you sell the future and progress when it feels like you're not connecting with the stakeholders, actually the consumers, because it feels too rigid? You see, Nadella's transformation was not just strategic. It was about bringing an element of authenticity to the crowd. It was about saying to the consumer, we are here for you, we are approachable, we're relatable. And by doing so, he first transformed because his presence is very calm. And by bringing that element of, let's take the stiffness out of all that, So all those old suits, let's make it blazers. Shirts like I'm wearing today, no, let's drop the tie. let's open the collar. Let's show a little more skin. Now we are exposing ourselves with subliminally, you're telling someone, you can trust me. Look, I'm showing more of me. Because the more skin you see, the more it connects. Yeah, well, without going to the extreme, obviously. I mean, don't go there with your bathing suit, because then that's a whole other message. But you see, and this is the thing with Nadella. He didn't try to like make it like a circus and become like, oh, whatever everybody wants to do. There was still a mindset that was very clear. The clarity of the message was absolutely undeniable. But now he wanted to bring, again, the element of being relatable, being approachable, instead of that stiff culture that he walked into. But this is the thing too, not because it got a little more casual, it got to lose the authority. Not at all, because everything was so well aligned together that even though there was now an element of casualness, there was still, the authority was absolutely there, and it was not going anywhere. So this is the thing too. People have this thing where, oh, casual. Yes, of course, if you take everything to the extreme, and people do that often. Again, you know, like, I don't want to wear a suit and a tie, you know, I'm a musician. Okay, no one said that. Okay, you can relax. But that's the thing. And you see right there, that example shows that you could still be on the highest of level, and you see the results were staggering. I'm talking, he walked and changed the culture internally. And by doing so, he did strategic partnership externally, and now a market cap that tripled. Imagine crossing $2.5 trillion. And you see, this is what happened. When brand is aligned, everything flows. And this is why I'm showing you this example, and today we're staying with business, because too often high-level leaders, yeah, they have spent a great deal of time on their career, and they think that the pitch deck needs to be impeccable, the slides have to be incredible. It does, but relax. Before that moment in time, people need to see you. They don't buy what you have on your website. They don't buy your business card. They don't buy what's on anywhere around. It's you. You are the point of departure. And this is why it's important to understand that this is why this episode is ROI related, because that is money making. That is financially relating to your life. Again, the promotion, the job. If you get a promotion, you make more money. You have a higher title. You are convincing the investor. Now you can get that business going. You want to have that job? Well, now you're gonna, obviously every time you change job, it's because you're gonna make more income, and you're also gonna have a better job description. That's what I'm talking about. Everything you do with your appearance would translate into money and success. All right, let's take an example, because I know people say, oh yeah, okay, but he's already rich and he's already having all the moves. Fine. Let's take someone like you and me, where, you know, one of my clients, I mean, obviously I have a million examples in my career, and I'm thinking of this guy, David. And David was, when I walked into his life, like mid-40s, you know, financial consultant, really good on paper, all the credentials, and in high stake, he was able to articulate what was going on. But what happened? Well, his voice was so meek, and it was like borderline shy. I mean, imagine, and now we're talking, and he was dealing on a high level. And now, only that, but the wardrobe, he always felt like, oh, okay, you know, I can be casual. Again, there is a way to be casual. And his casual was so casual that the disconnect when people were listening to his pitch was so out of alignment that they were like, okay. And he saw along, that's why actually I came into his life, and he hired me, because he realized, but those guys, they got hired, but their resume is half as impressive as mine. Yeah, but guess what? I saw their pitch. I saw the way they were working. I went and dug a little bit into what they were doing out there. Yeah, but those guys, they had it. They just walked into the room and owned their space, had the perfect wardrobe that aligned with their message, the hair, everything about them, the posture, the energy. That's what I'm talking about. It is not just putting a suit, and I don't even care it's an expensive suit. It doesn't even mean anything. If you don't own that suit, or if you don't own that dress, it doesn't matter. As expensive and designer it could be, this is about you. Branding is the essence of you. It's not, again, something you fabricate out of thin air, because unfortunately people think of branding as marketing and logos and taglines. No, no, no. Your brand is what you bring to the table when you show up in front of a screen like today, or if you go to a meeting, a social gathering, a business network. That's what I'm talking about. So please be mindful. That is your ROI, because when aligned, you will meet success in every corner and every door will open. Now let's go into statistics, because that's another thing. Those numbers, they don't lie. Numbers never lie. I've learned that long ago in math class, which I didn't like so much. And then eventually I got to like it, because I realized, wow, those numbers on the paper, well, they always do the deal. And this is the thing. You see, in order to convey trust, they have proven that when all the visual cues are together, meaning the attire, the body language, all the micro expressions, I'm talking any little thing with your lips, any blinking of an eye, any looking away, anything that you give, whether you're with the person and you're really interacting and connecting with that person, or else you kind of like, okay, that improves 25% immediately your chances to succeed. Imagine, this is how quick and how effective you transform literally someone who just modifies slightly all that, right away shift their success to 25%. I'm talking immediately. That is a big return on investment, because that means now you have a much better chance in front of your competitor. And this is what happened when branding is perfectly aligned. You're gonna hear me talking about it, and you hear me talking about it all the time. Alignment is not just some pretty word. It is. You have to have everything in congruence, because that is how you build your brand, and that's how effective it's going to become immediately, instantly. So a few tips to knowing what to do with and how to start with getting, to know what you're doing with your appearance. Right. For one, dress one level above. This is the thing. You're not here to impress, and then, because if it turns to arrogance, people are not going to buy that either. But now, just a little bit, something that you wouldn't do before, and feel like, okay, like a handkerchief. But there is an art, obviously, to doing it. A lady, maybe they're the accessories. Today, yeah, you show that you're setting the tone. And that tone is going to be respected, because now the person across from you, or the group, is going to realize, wow, okay, got it. I understand the message. So just by doing a little change, remember, change is step by step. I'm not saying to be someone else that you cannot be. No. Authenticity will always work. You try to be someone you're not a good. Number two, master your first sentence. You see, I'll give you another example. In the speaker world, I have heard so many walking on stage, and now they're going, can everybody hear me? Okay, believe me, everyone can hear you. You have a microphone attached to speakers that are the size of a mammoth. Yeah, believe me, the entire room can hear you. So by saying that, that is obvious, but it's also, even with someone who doesn't know about psychology of appearance and none, that is a sign that that's a weird opening. No, your opening is everything. My opening on stage, let's talk about branding. What is branding? Yes, there we go. Now we know that, oh, okay, this is it. This is the premise. We have already established what we're here for. Same thing with you. And it's okay to be nervous, because you see, when you go and pitch an investor, or a group of investors for that matter, you see it in movies, when the buddies are finally ready to get the big break, and it's like, oh my God, guys, do we do a shot? Do we, because people get nervous, and it's okay. Because that's human. That's, again, I'm not asking you to be some sort of robots following a process. No, I just want you to be mindful that that moment is going to be crucial. Shaking hands, looking at the person in the eyes. No one knows how to do that either. They look down, they look aside, they look elsewhere. It's like, okay, my eyes are here. I don't know, maybe they're traveling and I didn't know about it. No. So that's what I'm saying. So your first sentence is going to set the tone, your authority, your leadership. Now people are going to be like, okay, yeah, I want to hear more. Instead of, okay, yeah, I think I'm good already. Because that's the thing. The moment you have lost that momentum, you're done. When that moment has been squandered, no more success. Tip number 3, audit your digital impression. All right, what do I mean by that? I have seen, and I do see many, where they have hired someone to do all that. And that person, somehow, I've done a pretty good job or a decent job. Of course, my eye is extremely critical and laser focused. I could see 10 things that doesn't work instantly, but okay, but we'll say still it works. Like it's got to be, it's got enough in there that it's like, okay. But now you meet the person, and it's the same thing as, and we stay in business, but the perfect cute example that I could use is dating. When people are filtering their images so well, okay, it looks amazing on my phone, and then now you're meeting them, and it's like, what? I'm sorry, I got robbed of the person. I'm sorry. Oh, did they kidnap the other one, and now they have a replacement? That's what I'm saying, and I'm serious. Like, so that's the thing. Be congruent, because you cannot have someone who looks professional. You looked at the LinkedIn, the tagline, the banner, everything looks in order. And now you're meeting, and it's like, okay, you have probably you had lunch before you came. You have like a grease stain on your collar. That's what I'm saying. Now, if those two together, now be mindful of where it is on the digital space, and now where it is in when you meet in person, because that person will the people you're gonna meet are gonna be like, hold on, okay, hold on. This is not what I saw online. This is not what was on LinkedIn, nor in the website. Now I'm seeing someone that looks half the part of what I saw. No, thank you. And once again, no congruence, no alignment equal zero deal, zero money, zero success. All right, well, thank you so much for having stayed with me all along. Now you know I have one gift for you, is take the quiz. So you see in the description the link, go there. It's quick, less than 2 minutes, although I want you to stop on every answer. It's a multiple choice answer, not just like again, you're building your brand. I want you to be super present in the moment. You're not just trying to win a race. It's not a race. No. Let's walk before we run. So get there, take the quiz. Now you're going to be able to assess who you are. And that's also going to make you realize that if you thought you were one leader and now looking at the results, it's like, ooh, because remember today we're talking about ROI. Misalignment equals less opportunities, equals less money on your bank account, less in your job, less responsibilities because people don't trust you enough. So make sure to do that. Take it, have fun. It's gonna be it's self-discovery at its best level, and that's what we do every week. We are helping you to build your own image impact index. À bientôt.